Hi everybody. This presentation is about the 10 essential points that you should know in relation to development of face. The development of face begins in the embryonic period as early as 4th week and completes with the formation of soft palate around 12th week. The organizing centers present in relation to the forebrain, the precaudal plate, and the first two rhombomeres of the hindbrain, they have been found to induce the development of face. The mesenchyme of head and neck that's going to give rise to the bones, cartilage, muscle, connective tissue, and blood vessels of head and neck have been found to be derived from paraxial mesoderm, lateral plate mesoderm, more importantly from the neural crest cells. Around 4th week, surrounding the stomatodium, that's the future oral cavity, 5 facial primordia can be recognized. Above the stomatodium is the frontonasal prominence. It's single and paired. It's nothing but the mesoderm that proliferates in relation to the developing forebrain. The proliferation of this mesoderm causes the frontonasal prominence to project downwards and overlap the upper part of the oral cavity. The stomatodium is bounded below by the mandibular process on either side. Mandibular process is formed from the ventral end of the first pharyngeal arch. The maxillary process is derived from the dorsal end of the mandibular process. The stomatodium is bounded on either side laterally by the maxillary process. The maxillary process and the mandibular process, they are derived from the first pharyngeal arch. This is the stomatodium. It's bounded above by frontonasal process that develops in relation to the developing forebrain. Stomatodium is bounded on either side laterally by the maxillary process. Below on either side by the mandibular process. In this picture, you can appreciate the maxillary process coming from the dorsal end of the mandibular process. And I told you the mandibular process and maxillary process are from the first pharyngeal arch. In the frontonasal process, on either side of the midline, the surface ectoderm thickens to form the nasal placode. This is followed by a series of events. The nasal placode, once it is formed, it sinks below the surface to form a depression called the nasal pits. The nasal pit is surrounded by raised area of mesoderm, which are named as medial and lateral nasal prominences. This black color area pointed by the blue arrow, that's the stomatodium. Below the stomatodium, this green one, that's the mandibular process. Above the stomatodium, this red one, that's the maxillary process. Nasal pit, medial nasal prominence is the yellow color. The light blue one, that's the lateral nasal process. The most important event occurring is the growth of the maxilla. As the maxilla grows medially, it begins to fuse with the lateral nasal prominence first. Further growth, it fuses with the medial nasal prominence, and as it continues to grow further, the medial nasal process of both the sides, they approach each other and they fuse across the midline to form the median nasal process. The lower lip is derived from a single source. It's formed from the fusion of the mandibular process of both the sides. The upper lip is derived from two sources. The lateral portion of the upper lip comes from the maxillary process. The center part of the upper lip, which is called the philtrum, that is derived by the fusion of the medial nasal process of both the sides. The cheek upper portion comes from the maxillary process. The lower part of the cheek is derived from the mandibular process. The bridge of the nose is formed from frontonasal process. The dorsum and the tip of the nose is derived from the fusion of the medial nasal process of both the sides. The ala of the nose is derived from the lateral nasal prominence. The layers of the eyeball, they are going to be derived from neuroectoderm, surface ectoderm, as well as the mesoderm. In the region of the diencephalon, the neuroectoderm, it forms a projection outgrowth called the optic vesicle. This optic vesicle, it further differentiates into the optic cup and the optic stalk. The optic cup will give rise to the layers of the retina. The optic stalk gives rise to the optic nerve. The surface ectoderm, which is in contact with the optic vesicle, will thicken to form the lens placode. That will give rise to lens and the corneal epithelium. The mesoderm that intervenes between the optic vesicle and the surface ectoderm will give rise to the choroid and sclera. The ear, we know it's divided into external ear, middle ear, and inner ear. The external ear and the middle ear, they develop in relation to the first and the second pharyngeal arches. The external ear develops from the first ectodermal cleft as well as the mesoderm of the first and the second pharyngeal arches. The middle ear cavity develops from the tubotympanic recess. The tubotympanic recess is formed from the fusion of the pharyngeal pouches of the first and the second pharyngeal arch. The inner ear, you know, it's made up of membranous labyrinth and bony labyrinth. Inner ear develops in relation to the developing hindbrain. The neuroectoderm of the hindbrain that forms a projection called the otic vesicle. This otic vesicle will give rise to the membranous labyrinth. Whereas the mesoderm that surrounds the otic vesicle, that's called the otic capsule. Otic capsule will give rise to the bony labyrinth. These are the 10 essential points that you should definitely remember for face development.